The truth is that we don't know what Adobe will do. Figma being a closed format makes it really difficult to transfer the files that you made in Figma into other tools. I believe it can get even harder in the future, so it's really good to be prepared. Because you can't open Fig files in anything other than Figma, and copying and pasting layers is impossible. There is only one other solution, but we need to be fast because that might not be the case anymore. That tool is called Convertify and it's a Figma plugin. But it's likely the only way for you guys to have a backup and to have a plan B for when Adobe starts being a little bit more Adobe. Especially since a year or two down the road, Adobe might block or restrict tools like that because of course they don't want other tools on other programs to open their file. Let's use it while we can. Let's test it out on one of my most popular courses on how to create a professional case study from your UI shots. This is a complex, super long artboard with a lot of different elements. I will export it to the Sketch format, and this is important because even if you're not planning to use Sketch anytime in the future, the Sketch format is an open format, so it's a great way to back up your files and be able to open them in any other tool, including Penpot, Lunacy, InVision Studio, and many more. So Sketch format, even for non-Sketch users, is the simplest and safest bet for backups. Let's begin. So you can get the app from Hypermatic website, it's called Convertify, and you can get it as a free user completely free. Then the Pro plan is $27, and then for enterprises it's $899, and I believe many enterprises are actually going to get this. So let's jump into Figma and let's open the case study file. And as you can see, it's really long and complex. So first thing that I'm gonna do is export this as a PNG image. So just quickly get it, case study. And let's get a PNG out of that. Okay, now I go into plugins. Here on the top left side, this is this whole icon with a couple of squares and a plus. And in the search for plugins, I'm gonna type in Convertify and click run. And it didn't quite work. Okay, something did open. And we have a couple of options here. So it's export Figma to EPS, to Adobe After Effects, to Adobe XD. I think that's gonna be redundant pretty soon. And to Sketch. And yes, Sketch is, I believe, the safest format for keeping backups of your files. And I'm not gonna convert Figma components to Sketch symbols, which is basically the same thing, because in this particular case study, I didn't do any components or symbols. And I'm gonna convert both the pages here. So clicking convert. Okay, and it looks like it's done. So I'm gonna click download Sketch file and just save it onto the desktop. Okay, time to test it out in Sketch. So I'm gonna open the CS document and I'm gonna bring the PNG next to it. So far so good. The top of the page looks pretty identical. I guess it all kind of worked pretty well. The font's converted well. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. But here, as you can see, there is a mask with just a white background next to it with my face in it, just as an example. And this one for some reason turned to red. So there will be some differences that you need to be aware of. Then this whole Twitter icon that we have here on the left, that converted to just a vertical line for some reason. So yeah, a little bit of different weird stuff happening. Then the rest seems fine, except for the photos again. There are the personas, and here I think everything worked. The flows, the low fidelity diagrams. Yeah, it all feels like it has worked. Okay, so this is pretty interesting because there was like an extra group on top of it with these elements here, and it didn't export at all from the PNG file even. And then in here, it completely broke. So basically what it shows that if you do have a layer blur on a bitmap image that's behind your main image, so for example, we have this leaf here, then it adds some additional color effects because it should have looked like this initially. And this one didn't blur at all. This is some weird export here. It's not perfect and some things definitely broke. This looks pretty good. The high fidelity designs look good. The grid part, yeah, all good here. The high fidelity prototype, study results, yeah, everything seems to actually work fine except for some image exports and some little icons here and there. As you can see, you can export Figma files, albeit not without some issues. I'd recommend you do it to your most precious projects right now, ones that you really don't want to lose, and do it quite regularly from now on, because you never know when Adobe will block or restrict tools like that. So better safe than sorry. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and if you like my no bullshit approach to the industry, please subscribe to the channel, help us grow, and obviously, have a beautiful day.